And again, just got to wait until people jump on. So we're live, and hopefully we're not going to have any problems with the signal. I've just dropped my lid. So how's the weather down there? Is it all right?
Not too bad. A little bit cold, but it's pretty clear for now.
Yeah, it's been really cold today. Not sure why, but yeah. So it looks like there could be a slight delayed reaction. So hi Mike, hi, people are starting to jump on. So I'm hoping, can you hear me okay? Just want to make sure you can hear us both. Kimberly, I can hear you loud and clear. So yeah, I'm getting a slight delay. Can everybody see Kimberly okay? Just and I don't get all the messages, by the way. I don't know why. I think it's because it's streaming onto two accounts, so I don't get all the messages. So I just want to make sure you can all see and hear Kimberly okay. So yeah, because I keep losing you. It's the wrong lid. Hi everyone. Hi Trevor. Hi Darren. Right, yeah. So good. Let's jump into it. It's been over a year, I think, since we last spoke. Since we last done a live. Probably longer than that.
Yes, right.
Because we've been arranging to do one. It has. And yeah, and so I just thought, you know what, I want to reach out and see what you're doing and keep people updated, because sometimes we can lose the loop. And if you can't hear me or if you lose me, let me know.
Yes. And if everyone can't, yeah, I can hear you fine. I don't know if people are hearing me okay though. Somebody said Kimberly goes on and off. Is that still happening, guys?
Yeah, it's still happening. You're going on and off. So let's just bear with it and see if it gets any better. And let's just hope that it stays. Oh, what was that? We're going to have to try and obviously for whatever reason, there's an interference. And so here we go. Yeah, I think actually it could be 2 years since I last spoke to you. I really have no idea. I just remember doing a live with you and we were it was quite a long time to do. So I just wanted to catch up and see what you're doing. Now, the last I remember, you were going to court. You had a huge, massive court case. How long ago was that you were taking the schools, the government to court for the schools?
So the case took place in November, the 15th and 16th of November. We got the results on the 22nd of December, and obviously that didn't go. Yeah, so we are appealing. The government has come down really hard on us.
So what did they say? What was you? Yeah, what was you pushing for? So what did you want?
The government have removed our rights over this sex education, and obviously this sex education is from age 3 to 16, and it's no parental opt-out. It's all across the curriculum in every single subject. It's a mandatory subject. There's no science, no maths, just English, Welsh, religion, values and ethics, and relationship and sexuality education. So we went in because we wanted our opt-out, we wanted at least our opt-out and bring it to a manageable one topic that we could, that we can assess and manage as it goes on, because we've seen some really graphic lesson content, rolling out across the UK. So we basically wanted to remove this whole school approach, every subject, wanted our opt-out back, because we are the best advocates for our children. So if we've got no voice, essentially our children have got no voice. So that's basically what we wanted. We just wanted a little bit of control back. But what the judicial system has done, they have agreed with the Welsh Government. The Welsh Government argued the parents' rights aren't a thing, that they don't exist. They still exist. Now, this is serious for England and Wales because we share the same judicial system. So you need to be careful about this. So in case law, it says that we don't have no rights. If we did have rights, they would be about that big anyway. They minute in the grand scheme of things. So we've applied for an appeal. Obviously, we've got an appeal against that. That's just insane. You know, we've gone in claiming that we've got rights in the 1996 Education Act, the 1944 Education Act, the Human Rights Act, common law rights. So we have all these pieces of legislation, but according to the judicial system, it's now. I know a lot of people are not supportive of the route that we took. That we're using a corrupt system to fight corruption. Well, how can we show the everyday person is corrupt unless we take them along on that journey? And that's what we have done. So our followers are mostly mainstream followers. You know, they're mostly people that don't understand what's going on in the world in the wider picture. They can see what's happening in the education establishment. So that's who our supporters are. But like I said, the court didn't go in our favour. It went against us. They have already taken.
So let me just get this straight. We've got a massive delay. So let me get this straight. You went to court because obviously you're not happy. Many parents are not happy about what they're teaching, the sex education they're teaching at school from ages 3 and up, because it's very what would you word? Explicit, graphic, explicit, and it's too young. It's sexualizing the children. And what you went to court for was just to be able to get the option to opt out, and they wouldn't grant that. They wouldn't grant that.
We literally asked to be able to. So for my individual case, my son doesn't want to go into these lessons. My son is so polite. He would never walk out of a classroom. He wouldn't do that to the teacher. You know, he wouldn't want to upset the teacher. So for my case, I'm actually speaking on behalf of my son, who does be putting condoms on size dildos at the age of 12, you know. So that's my case. For other people, then, we've got 3-year-olds learning about gender identity. You know, we've got 3-year-olds being told that the doctor guesses your gender at birth. We've also got teachers telling children they are the most luckiest generation of all, got rights. And with these rights, they no longer need their parents. Now, to go a step further again, they've got children in school drawing around their hand. And on each finger, they need to name a trusted adult. But they're not allowed to put mum and dad. It can be the dinner lady in school. It can be their teacher in school. It can be anybody, but not mum and dad. So what we're actually seeing unfolding is dangerous. Children are being told not to tell their parents.
I'm sorry, guys. It keeps going in and out, and I keep losing her. We're trying to do the best we can. Are you there, Kimberly?
I'm here.
Yeah, so they're not allowed to tell a name. Someone said you can opt out just as a Catholic and Muslim children can legally opt out of religious assemblies. Can you do that if you're following a religion or of a certain culture?
No, nobody's opt out. So we've had mosques in Wales on the case. So we had the 5 claimants and 10 mosques. There's only 40 in Wales. So that's a quarter of all mosques going against this. They haven't got a voice. In actual fact, the Welsh government tried to remove the Muslim statement from the case. They wrote to the judge to remove that intervention from the case.
So even under religious and cultural rights, they're not allowed to opt out. That's just awful.
Not if private school gets 1 penny. If the private school gets 1 penny from the government, they've got to introduce this curriculum as well.
This is just shocking, isn't it? Absolutely shocking. So what was it that they were trying to teach? So you was talking about, they're not allowed to name mum and dad as if I've trusted. So why do they want to know who they can trust in school?
Well, this study, and 85% of primary school children believe every word their teacher says. So government's own really concerned here, because obviously we've got some teachers who don't understand this topic, yet they deliver in it because they've been introduced to it by somebody else. And when you can't teach something critically, that is the definition of indoctrination. So we are in a really serious situation here, all across the UK. We're all in the boat, just on different boats.
Right, okay. So you went through court primarily to prove that their court system might not be working. And so once you can prove it's not working, you've tried it. So, and now they're coming for you.
Yes. Already spent £58,000 on legal fees. We've already given the government £12,000 when we tried to get an injunction. We paid them £10,000 on Friday, and we asked them if they would hold the rest of the money until the appeal goes through. They said no. They want to know what assets we own. They're going to be charging us interest. They're just going to go for a high court order to remove our furniture, basically, all because we are fighting for our children's rights. Now, this is, I understand you pay the fees of the opposite side, but we're not talking somebody's built their wall 6 inches over our boundary. We're talking somebody's imposed on our children's delicate development. This is a very serious issue. We're seeing it unfold in Scotland. The treatment for transgender children has rocketed, under this new system. And here we are being forced to pay an extra £50,000. They wanted £75,000. But the judge agreed to £50,000. So, this is, like I said, I don't mind if it was a case of somebody built their wall 6 inches over my threshold and I took them to court for that, fair enough. But this is the people. Now, 88% of us don't want this education. 5,300 of us signed a petition to get a debate. We have done everything the right way, and now they come in after I own nothing. What you see here is what I've got. I've got a little car, little Clio, doesn't cost a lot to run. That is all I've got. Well, with the cost of living now, the cold weather, I'm selling my car tomorrow. I've got to sell my car tomorrow to be able to live. Do you know what I mean? So
Yes.
that is, where do we go from here kind of thing? They're trying to price us out. They're trying to price us out and sending us these threatening emails. Well, they can threaten all they want. They are showing their true colours. They're showing the world who they are. Because the moment a bailiff comes through my door, there is the moment I go live.
Yes, you make sure you do. And also, if you've got any letters from the bailiffs, they normally let you know what dates.
No, for this they won't. So apparently for this, there are no letters, there are no final warnings. They go straight for a high court judgment, and then they will come and they will take. So we've managed to scrape almost £15,000 over the weekend, and they're even coming after the assets of PCPW. Now, Public Child Protection Wales is not taking the government to court. Public Child Protection Wales is raising the money for the claimants to go to court. So, but obviously, because we look after our own in this country, we are going to give every single penny anyway, so that's going to take us up to £25,000 off the overall bill. And still, that's not going to be good enough for them. They want blood because we've dared to go against them.
Yeah.
Challenge them, and we want our rights back. We've united the country here. We've got all races, all religions, all sexualities stood shoulder to shoulder on this issue. And that's why the media will not touch us, because they don't know if they're speaking to a lesbian or a Christian. And they're losing their power. So they think by crushing us, the 5 claimants, this fight goes away. It doesn't go away, because we had 58 people who wanted to go into court. We just cut them down, for who was more suitable for it. So there was 58 of us willing to take this into court, and that was without the Muslim population. They knew nothing about this back then. So we are.
So when you went to court, what was their reason did they give you for going against the opt-out for this sexual education?
There is no reason. So in our case, we had 2 expert witnesses. We had Dr. Miriam Grossman, a child psychiatrist from America, and we had Professor David Payton, who is widely referenced for his work on sex education policies. He wrote a statement on our behalf, supporting the parental opt-out, the reason why it's important, what that does when it's not available, and so on. That was not even taken into consideration. This is a man who has been referenced widely across the world. He's written reports for the Select Committee on this whole topic, and he wasn't even taken into consideration. The person who was taken into consideration was Professor Emma Reynolds, who her title is Professor of Childhood Development. She only studies sexuality, queer theory. She doesn't believe in the difference between childhood and adulthood. She believes childhood innocence is a myth. So the judge has unknowingly referenced, or based her judgment, referenced on queer theory and people who do not recognize childhood innocence.
Why would they not recognize childhood innocence? Children are innocent. Why would this is just like, this world is so, I have no words. Well, I have, but I just don't want to say them.
If you can't recognize childhood innocence, and if you believe that children are equal to adults, we need to look into your own history. What has happened for you to believe that? How do you now relate to a childhood? How can you not differentiate from a childhood to an adulthood? How can you not see that innocence? It's there. It's perfect.
So basically what they want to do is take away the childhood innocence and say that children have got the same rights as adults. Therefore, they've got...
Well, this is it. So I think everybody needs to research the sexual and reproductive rights. Our children are now given sexual and reproductive rights. Please research them, guys. Look it up. All the documents are on our website. Have a look at what they think children are actually capable of, because these rights are now being promoted in the classrooms in Scotland. And under these rights, the state can take your children and administer medication without your consent.
Is this for primary school kids?
This is from age 3 in Wales. People are saying they're not in school when they're 3. Well, actually they are here, because we're a deprived area. They bring in all these wonderful services. We can look after your children from the age of 3. If you don't accept those services, you're frowned upon. It's like, why would you want your children engaging in this stuff? And especially children that's in bilingual schools. So my children went to a Welsh school. They were full-time from the age of 3. So things are quite different here. And within these schools, we don't just have mixed classes, year 1 and year 2. We got year 1, 2, 3, year 2, 3, 4, 5, because the classes are so small. So this is it. We can't even, it can't be age appropriate. It can't be developmentally appropriate. How are they doing this thing? We know children are good readers because they read the book before, so they move on to the next one. We know when they're ready for the next stage of maths because they completed the tasks before. Where do we start with this? How are we going to assess children for this? The parents are the child's best advocate, but the door's been closed on parents. All in the name of safeguarding, all in the name of being diverse and inclusive. Well, you are not inclusive if you're excluding the parents.
Yeah, of course. For the people that are not aware of what you're doing and what you're fighting for, can you give a recap for anyone that's joined as to what your fight's been about, why you've been so passionate, and what the curriculum teaches from the age of 3? Is it now teaching it, or does it need to be introduced?
Well, right. So what's happening all across the UK, guys, all the governments have adopted a new sex education called Comprehensive Sexuality Education. They adopted this in March 2017. We are all now at different stages of this rollout. You will see graphic lesson content in Scotland and England as well. Masturbation from age 4. So if you Google all about me, self-stimulation, 241 schools, England, you will see it, okay? So here in Wales, we've had a new piece of legislation that legislates this sex education from age 3 to 16 with no parental opt-out. It's gender identity from age 3, consenting. They say incorrect terminology for body part safeguards. Well, you Google that terminology and you see how much it safeguards. stop them speaking to your children about this stuff. This is what we're dead against. So basically what we want is our rights back, because here in Wales, this sex education's gone mad. It's in every single subject across the curriculum, including corridor talk. So this is what they call in the whole school approach, okay? So there's no escaping it. We know 68% of teachers don't like teaching sex education. Well, we are now going to lose 8% of teachers because they have no choice. This is everywhere. So we are trying so hard to make this manageable. It was a preventative campaign. It's now damage limitation. We are successful because what we've done here, we got 22 local authorities in Wales. We have 21 of them fighting. So the deadline for this education was September 2022, meaning everybody year 7 and under should be in full swing. We've managed to stop it in a lot of areas. They've been putting it off till after Christmas. They're putting it off until the summer, constantly putting it off now. They will not show us any lesson content at all. They are saying things like it hasn't been done yet, the government hasn't produced it yet, then there's copyright, you can come in and look, but we can't send it home. So they're being very secretive with what's going on as well. But that's basically what we're dealing with here, is this massive agenda to sexualize our children, in any way, shape or form they can, under the guise of safeguarding. But we are showing the safeguarding flaws, not just in the lesson resources, but the policies themselves, and nobody's taking any notice of us at all.
What about some of the parents, obviously, that you've joined forces with when you lost? What were the parents saying?
Well, we knew from day one, we never put our eggs in one basket. We had a feeling, what the court were going to do. They did something similar in England. So England tried to challenge this, but the judge kicked it out on a technicality. So nobody knows that court case was going ahead. Nobody knows an organisation called Let Kids Be Kids. We're fighting this in England. It was a backdoor job, checked out, and nobody's really. This is
it was just shocking.
We're very fortunate here that we've got it this far, and we simply just got in the media once or twice with it. But we were always prepared to be in this for the long haul. We never expected the court to side with us completely.
What would happen if you decided to opt out, take your child out of all of this? What would happen?
Right, so what's happening, the government have given that as an option, homeschooling or private education. Well, homeschooling is not feasible when our mothers are being forced into work now, But that said as well, the Welsh government do have something called the schools bill, where they want to put all home educated parents through a DBS check. And
are you kidding me?
I'm serious. They want all children on a register, parents DBS checked, and children accessing this curriculum. So if people don't get behind this now, if you think removing your children from school is going to work, you're going to be fighting later on. I removed my son from school immediately. The moment he told me that was illegal, what was going on in school, was the moment I pulled him out. I'm still fighting this because I know that it's no option. This isn't about my family. This is about humanity and the death of childhood innocence. We've all got to come together on this. We've all got to fight. There are no other options. If there was other options, I would tell you this is the route to take. We've only got one choice, and that's straight through the eye of the storm.
And what about if it is a private school? Like you said, if they receive any funding whatsoever from the government, then they still get taught that.
Well, this is it. But we're going to take the judgment at face value. And what we've done is we've said to people, well, there's your choice. Home educate. Here's a template letter. Send it to the government and ask them for 85% of the fees. Because although we know about the schools bill, if that's what the government have offered, then obviously we've got to take it. If home education people need to leave their jobs to educate their children, then they too write to the government and say, well, now you've got to give me my £40,000 a year pay I'm missing out on,
But they wouldn't. I mean, I've been sort of slightly targeted because they said that home educating my son is my choice, and you lose privileges when you home educate, and so you don't get the funding and the help to to support them in some people want to go to forest schools or day trips or whatever. That you just don't get the help.
And this is it. There's transport as well. So for me, my son is also a young carer because my oldest son has autism and things like that. Now my youngest son is not even getting his break. He's a young carer, so he's not even getting a break from the home environment now.
Yep.
So we do have to go the extra mile then just to meet our children's needs.
Yep.
And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. They are taking everything from us. They're not breaking our spirit. They are not breaking our spirit.
Now, Kimberly, why do you have to sell your car?
Well, just to keep up with things. The cost of living is expensive. I feel partly responsible for the claimants. I don't want them to have this on their head. They were brave enough coming forward as it is. And like I said, I do feel partly responsible for everyone else. And in order to be able to live, to pay my bills, and to try and just put as much money as I can into this thing, that's just what we have to do. Plus, I'd rather sell my car than give it to the government anyway.
Yeah, but you need your car
than on their terms.
Yeah, but you need your car. You're a mother. You've got children.
This is where the community pulled together, because we've got love around us. The government haven't. If somebody took the government's car, nobody's going to step in and help them out. I'm surrounded by good people, amazing, incredible people who I didn't know before this, and they have been put to the test. I only have to phone on it. I just post on Facebook, my car's out of action or whatever. They are there to help. We're in this together. So yeah, I might be without a car for a short period of time, but I'm not going to be without transport. Just because I don't own a car anymore, I'm not going to go without, because we are a community. We're pulling together on the issues that matter. Money comes, money goes. It's as simple as that. Our children are forever. Our children are our future. So we will do whatever it takes.
This is so this is actually quite painful that you have to go through this. You've been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but if we have to take these blows so the children don't have to, if this is our version of war, well, I can't see anyone blowing my arm off. I can't see anyone blowing my leg off. So, and then you compare it to that. Keep it coming.
Yeah, of course.
Keep it coming. My only thing is, is that other people are brought into this. If I could have took this forward myself, then that would be great. But there's no way around it. There's absolutely no way around it. There's only one way through it, and that's together.
So you're taking it to a higher court, yeah? You've put an appeal in.
Yeah.
And you can't.
We are prepared to go to Strasbourg on this. We're prepared to go the distance, because we just want people to know what's going on. But the moment everybody stands up and says no is the moment this all goes away.
No, that's we've been saying that with everything. We've been saying that from day one with the COVID situation. We've been saying it with, the masks, the snake oil, the everything. And sadly,
just apart.
Yeah.
Guys, this is actually something now. We've got this in a place where we can buckle it, right? We have got the government by the short and curlies, whether they want to admit it or not. They did not plan for this. And the reason why I know they didn't plan for it, because we didn't plan for it. So if we didn't plan for it, how can they know about it, right? So they were. If we come together, we've made a dent in it all. So sometimes I'm just hoping that some people out there will lend their support to this cause, be there for the manpower, so we can actually make a dent in this massive agenda. Because what happens here in Wales is going to affect the whole of the UK, and we need to unite the kingdom on this, guys. The children. I see people marching, saying they're marching for their children. Well, this is in everybody's living room now. Come on, get behind this. We've got it in the courts. Yes, they are trampling all over us, but we're still standing. We're still fighting. Now we need everyone around the UK to actually, this is a massive agenda, guys. We can dent it. One dent, it unstables the whole lot. We've got this there. It's within reach, guys. We can achieve it.
What do you want? What do you want? How do you want the people to support you? Give us sort of points of what we can do to help you.
So subscribe to our website, guys, www.publicchildprotectionwales.org. Join us on our demonstrations, and we're going to be doing some ones tailored for outside the Senedd now, okay? Ideally, we'd like to bring Cardiff to a standstill, which I think is achievable. I think that is achievable. I see what happens in London. I see what happens in different cities around the UK. Cardiff is a lot smaller, all right? Cardiff is a lot smaller. It's easier. Let's bring it to a standstill and let's refuse to move.
Do you have a date?
Peacefully. Well, we got one next Saturday, but those are the weekend ones. We're in Cardiff every first Saturday of the month, and different places around the country then different weeks. But we are just planning bigger demonstrations now. It's been quiet over Christmas. We had the judgment. Things went a bit quiet. But if you subscribe to our website, you'll see what's going on and when. And like I said, guys, we just need some manpower. We need people who really know what's going on to stand with us. You don't have to come to all our demos. But if we did have a nice crowd, we could bring that.
If you give me a date, maybe one date, where we can put it out and say, right, we want this to be the major date, where everybody makes the effort to come, everybody makes the effort to support. Even I'll be there. I mean, if it takes me 4 hours to get to you, I'll be there, and we'll subscribe obviously to your website, and whatever you need. And if you need a shower, if you need to put it out there, let me know, and I'll put it out there. It's not a problem.
Everybody, just get this message out there, guys. We've got them, like I said, England, they kicked it out on a technicality. They were really dodgy there. Scotland, you're being trampled all over simply because it's not in the legislation, okay? They are poisoning your children's minds. Come on, Wales has got it, start small, take them all. Come on, guys. Wales is a tiny country. We can just make a huge difference here, and it is going to have a knock-on effect the rest of the UK. Go on our website, have a look at the evidence we've collated. Have a look at Safe Schools Alliance as well. They got some fantastic information on there. They're far more organised than us, So come on, guys. We're just about to put together a UK-wide group now, a WhatsApp group for the UK. We have to take this UK-wide. There's no two ways about it. We have to go for it.
So is it Safe School or Schools Alliance?
Safe Schools Alliance UK. So really, they've got some really good information there, guys, if you're in England. Also, the School Gate campaign as well. They're a really good group. So everybody just get behind it, join an organisation, and let's come together. We can actually do this, guys, okay?
Have you had any parents go against you, thinking that actually what the schools are doing is good, and what was their opinion at the time to side with the schools?
Oh, they trust the schools. It's as simple as that. Teachers know best. There's no thing. The teachers know. That's all it is. The teachers know best. That's all.
That's just crazy.
That's
crazy. That is just.
I got a criminology background, so my whole time is spent looking at institutional child sex abuse, which includes schools.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about the safety of schools, come and have a chat. I'll show you the FOIs we've done. I'll show you a report. I've written a report myself on the Education Workforce Council. 1/3 of the fitness of practice panels are sexually motivated. Come on, let's have these discussions. Let's get this information out there. It should be common knowledge, but you're led to believe the schools are safe. It's time to turn this thing on its head.
That's just crazy. I'm going to do my best to spread. I mean, if we can have one day a month, or whatever we can have, even one day a month, maybe, that we can do a big, massive gathering.
We're doing the first Saturday of the month in Cardiff. That's where we are at the moment, guys. But we haven't had one this year yet. Next Saturday is our first one of the year, and we just got to go for it. We've really got to go for it, guys.
So where is Cardiff a small, is there a meeting point in Cardiff?
We're actually going to be in Central Square, which is the entrance to the railway station right outside the BBC. That's where we're going to be this time, because we are expecting a bit of opposition. I've said some things on social media that have been taken, and I've seen a screenshot and sent around. So we are expecting some opposition. I have informed the police because we've been attacked a few times in Queen Street. We've had elderly gentlemen confronted, our table's gone over, a county councillor has taken our mic and shouted things and then slammed it down. So because we're expecting a bit of opposition this time, we want it in a controlled environment. We are prepared to have these debates. We are prepared to go face to face, but we're going to put ourselves in a safe place where we can look after our own crowd and make sure nobody's targeted. So Central Square, Cardiff Railway Station, right outside. That's where we're going to be on Saturday.
So is this Saturday from 2? Excellent. 2 p.m. onwards, right? How long will it last, do you think?
We're usually there anything from 1.5 to 2.5 hours. We use it as a meeting place. We give out the leaflets for people to take home. It's just a chance for us to network. We do have some speeches, only 60 to 90 minutes maximum. We usually got the guys from Birmingham there as well who are fighting it there, the Muslim guys. They are regulars for us. So yeah, we just need everybody there now, guys. Let's
Can someone tag Richard Short for me, please? We're going to get him onto this and see if we can spread the word as well. And we've
actually, we've got this into the courts for a start, which is something that they couldn't achieve anywhere else in the UK. The media won't tell you this stuff, but we are further than anyone else in the world. We've got 21 out of 22 local authorities fighting. The local authorities are not allowed to engage with us. Most of the teachers are not allowed to engage with us. They've all been given statements. We are causing chaos.
Good, good.
And I want England doing the same. I want Scotland doing the same. Come on, guys. We can do it. We are the United Kingdom. Why did they save us till last? Because they knew we'd be the worst pushback, and that's why it's been a staggered rollout. Scotland's not in a worse situation than England, and Wales is not in a worse situation than England either. We're all in this together, guys, okay?
Absolutely.
We're all in the same storm, we're just different boats. So I suggest we ditch the boats and get on a raft, all right? Let's get out there, because the water's going to drag our boats down. Let's get out there rough and ready. The children are relying on us. We will never, ever, ever get another shot of this.
And if most people could homeschool, is there any way that you guys can, set up your own homeschooling?
There's loads of homeschooling groups in Wales since all this has been kicking off. There's loads of homeschooling groups, and also we'll be looking as well as setting up a school if we have to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, more of a school rather for the people that have to go to work. But the problem is the funding, isn't it? That's the problem.
But so this is it. If we get any funding from the government, then we'd have to introduce this curriculum. But where there's a will, there's a way. You think smart outside the box, and we'll find a way. We'll find a way around it, guys.
So what are you hoping that the meeting, say this Saturday, a big meeting, what you're hoping it's going to achieve?
Well, this Saturday is about getting back together, picking up where we left off before Christmas, seeing the numbers, seeing if people are ready for action again, because they've had a bit of a blow over Christmas with the judgment and everything else. So this is just a case of reigniting that spark,
Yeah, okay. And so really what you want to do is show them the power in numbers, as to the fact that, you're not going to take this. And Wales seems to be the ones they thought was going to get away with it, and actually
they not have it. Well, this is it. We are going to be doing a demonstration as well, guys, mid-February outside the Parliament building, so the Senedd. So I would love loads of people on those steps for the Senedd. We'll be there all day. We want to be loud. We want them to know we are there. It has to be a weekday because they didn't work basically in the week.
What day is it? Do you know what day it is?
We don't have a date yet, no, but that's something that'll come in the next couple of days now.
Yes, let me know and I'll put it out there. As soon as you give me the dates, I'll put them out there, okay? And we'll be there. Obviously, as midweek, I know there's a lot of people going to work, but if we can have enough time, then hopefully then maybe even take a day off if they can, because just to support you.
We've got to show them that that we're not going away. And like I said, we've got this in the courts now, And it's magical. What's happening here in Wales is magical, guys. Everybody's putting their differences aside. We're all uniting on this, and this is what the media cannot stand. You know, something incredible is happening in Wales, and you need to come and see it. There are no division between us. We're not diverse. We're blended.
Excellent. I love it. That actually gave me chills. I love it. We're not diverse. We're blended. Did you? Because you wasn't. Let me get my words out right. You got a lot of support from different ethnic groups, didn't you? Were you expecting that much support? Was you surprised by that?
Well, it came with its problems, to be honest with you. They tried really hard to keep us apart. They tried really hard to say I'm a racist, I'm far right. They were sending out emails about me based on one retweet from 7 years ago. When that didn't work, then they tried to turn me against them by giving me books on things that I would normally kick off about. So it didn't, it wasn't easy. We had to overcome these things. But then these organizations who are supposed to speak on behalf of minority groups, they've lost their power now. They've shown people for who they are. And it did start off, I think it was something like the Muslim community was with me like 60-40, I think it was. Now I think we're like 80-20 in my favor.
Fantastic.
So let's do it. Because at the end of the day, what people don't realize is these people are religious, and their religious beliefs are built off integrity and truth. So
Yes.
even though in their eyes I'm a non-believer, the work I am doing speaks volumes. So they are going to always support me, because even in their religion says that the creator will side with the non-believer if the non-believer is standing in truth. So, they are going on their belief system, and no organization can change that.
I remember seeing just very recently a clip on, I think one of the posts flying by, about the ITV News talking about a teacher in Dartford, a school in Dartford, where the gay teacher is teaching them about same-sex relationships, and then it kicked off, and there was one woman that decided to keep her child home because she wasn't. It went against her religion. And so what they said is that as of next year, it's going to be a mandatory teaching.
Yeah, well, this, guys, the documents are on our website. There's a document on there called, I think it's an overview. It's the Planned Parenthood document. I can show you on my Facebook now anyway. If you look in there, page 8 and page 174, it tells you that they made the decision for these legislative changes in March 2017. So it's coming hard and fast. If you don't stand up now, you're not going to be able to. You're gonna spend the rest of your days on your knees.
So you went to court. You got told you can't keep your children out of the lesson. You haven't got an opt-out button, and especially the fact is that it's now being taught in every lesson.
Yeah.
Not just sexual education, but they're teaching it and supporting it in every lesson, including corridor talk.
Yeah.
That's just absolutely crazy. The courts are not playing ball. You're taking it, you're appealing, and you're hoping to go to a higher court. And you're going to take it all the way. So basically making noise and getting together just to let them know we're not giving up.
Yeah, that's what it is, guys. We've got to keep rising. It's called rising to the occasion, It's like, what are you going to do next? Well, I don't know, because I didn't plan to start this fight. I'm just going to continue rising to the occasion. But, the government's emails don't affect me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bullying all they want. That's not hurting me, government. So you can keep trying all you want. We are uniting this kingdom, whether they like it or not, and we're doing it on our children, for the back of our children. So I'm excited to see what the year holds, and they can take what they like from me, because
no, they can't. You need to protect your home. You need to get locks. Don't let them in.
They won't happen in here.
Yeah, oh, good. I like the way you said that.
The thing is, right, we knew this kind of stuff before we went into it. We got 400 people on a group before we sent the first email. Stupid we are not. You know, my accent might make me sound daft, but I'm not.
You
I
are
got
certainly not.
experience of this comprehensive sexuality education, and that's why they can't shake me off, because I spent 10 years looking for where I was wrong, and I couldn't find where I was wrong. I could find everywhere they were wrong. This is built off the back of child sex abuse. No two ways about that. That's exactly where it's heading as well. We're going to eliminate abuse because it's all pleasurable, and that's the road we're going down. Well, not on our watch, guys. We need to be the generation to change this.
If this does not give you chills, anyone listening to this, if it doesn't send chills down your spine, knowing what they are planning for the children, I mean, we are so entering a sick world. I mean, it's already sick, but it's actually now all coming to the surface. Before it was sick and it was hidden, you know, and you had to really dig to look for it. But now it's all coming up and it's in your face.
This is why I can't be, yeah, I am sad this is happening, but I just see it as an opportunity. You know, I've always looked into the dark corners of child sex abuse in our systems and things like that. These are the conversations people say I'm OTT on. Nobody wants to talk to me about it. So I've always done my own research in my own way. Now I see this as an opportunity. Come on, let's open that can of pythons. Let's have these discussions.
It's not even worms with you, is it? It's pythons. I love it. Oh my God, you've got to love.
Anyway, guys, and like I said, I can't help but see this as an opportunity. There was lots of problems there to begin with. A plaster isn't going to cover this. Let's just rip it off. Let's just rip it off and change the whole thing. You know?
Has anyone got any questions for Kimberly? I think you're amazing. I actually do. Honestly, you are such an amazing lady.
Thanks for having me on here as well.
Oh, no. Thank you for giving me the time. No, absolutely. You know, I'm in awe of what you do. I love your drive, your passion, your fight. And I think, you know, we are, sorry guys, but we really are in the age of women, and the femininity is really driving forward. And women like Kimberly are just proof, proof of how strong the feminine really is. And anything you want, honestly, just shout. You know, I know we haven't touched base, and I don't always get to see your stuff. So just message me and I'll put everything I can out there if there's anything, you know, really important. What's the new school bill called, please? I've got a question there.
It's called the Schools Bill. As far as I'm concerned, it's called the Schools Bill. So it's recently been scrapped in England, but they're still looking at it in Wales. Don't think in England that it's scrapped for good, guys. It's just scrapped. It's lip service, okay? They're giving you lip service right now. And don't fall for it. Because when you're giving you lip service, you kind of relax. Don't relax on this subject. Do not relax. They've had enough rope. They've had enough chances. This is not the time for talking. This is the time for action. And until they get their car off our drive, there is no negotiation.
So what is it you want to see in the schools? Is there anything else other than dropping the sex education side? Is there anything else that you'd like to see?
Yeah, well, obviously I've got a massive problem with the safeguarding and the sex abuse that takes on, perpetrated by teachers. So I would love to see a safeguarding program that actually introduces teachers to the dangers in their classroom. You know, something that's well documented, going back decades, is heavily academically referenced. I want a system that's actually safe, not a system that people say is safe. I want to change the training. I don't think teachers should be involved in sexual safeguarding. I think teachers are students in that always. So, yeah, I do want to see elements of what we are perceived to be sex education. I just don't like this comprehensive sexuality education. And we are actually writing training packages. We are educating our country on how to keep their children safe. When teachers start talking about the scrotum, testicles, vulva, and vagina of a 3-year-old, the 3-year-old is to shout, "No, that's private. Privates remain private in Wales." I suggest England, Scotland, and Ireland, you do the same. We are safeguarding our children. We're taking it out of the hands of the school, and obviously what the schools are doing falls in line with the definition of non-contact sex abuse. Pursue it.
Wow.
Pursue
Wow.
it. Okay? How we look at the Sexual Offences Act 2003, this is non-contact sex abuse. We're teaching our children from a young age that nobody talks, looks, or touches your genitals. So even if they try talking about a vagina or a penis, these children have to raise the alarm in the classroom, showing other children that it's wrong as well. So that's what we're actually doing here. We are being proactive in that. We are writing teacher training. We're actually RSE accredited teacher trainers now. So
Excellent.
we've done this course. We did it in October. We're fully accredited. So nobody day we don't know what we're talking about. In actual fact, we're overqualified for this. So we are about reform.
Academics are saying babies are sexual in the womb.
Yes, that's exactly what they say.
Why?
From birth. So there's different theories surrounding this. There's the queer theory, there's the gender ideology, and there's the one then sexual from birth. That's what our fight is based on, is the sexual from birth theory. We do address others, but mostly the sexual from birth is the fundamental, well, it's the foundations of our fight.
Right. So if you want to fight for your kids, for all the kids, your children, everyone else's children, help Kimberly. Join the website. I'm going to put the link of the website at the end of the video. I'll upload it, and support as much as you can. And hopefully, myself, whoever else online, I'm going to contact a few people today, Richard Shaw and so on, see if we can spread the word and put a post out. And you've got, even if we can't make, because it's quite short notice, but even if we can't make this Saturday coming up, hopefully we'll make them, even if it's one Saturday a month. Yeah. But we do need to get this word out as much as we can. So what have we got? Yeah, they don't teach them about money and law. Exactly. They don't teach them what's important. I'd like to see all this dropped, sex education dropped. I'd like to see politics in schools dropped. We don't need to be involved in any of that, and to teach them what they actually do need to learn. Life.
Children need to flourish. You don't teach a child by putting information into their head. That's indoctrination. You teach a child by exercising their imagination. So you tease out the information. Why do they think like that? That's where intelligence comes from. It never comes from putting information in. That is not how that's not intelligence. You come back to the whole thing, and then you're judging a fish by his ability to climb a tree. It's all wrong. It's all wrong, and it does need reform. We're not saying it doesn't, but that's something we all need to do, guys. That's why it's important parents are involved in education, because parents know what children really need. Parents are actually on the ground. Academics writing this stuff, guys, they are using a small sample of the population, and then they have a big say over what goes on. No, we are the experts. They are professionals. We are the experts in life, okay? Don't think that because these people are in posh jobs, they're better than you. They are not, okay? We know far more than what they do, and it's about time we got ourselves a voice and we stood up and fought for what actually matters, I
know this video was a bit difficult at the beginning and we've had a bit of interference, but please share it as much as you can in groups, in messages, write little status and put link in comments because of the shadow banning, so we can get more people involved in sharing the word and supporting Kimberly. Now, Kimberly, why did they say that the bailiffs are going to turn up unannounced? This is completely new to me.
That is the thing with when a high court ruling, that's what they said. So barrister's gone to check, and the barrister said in these cases they can just go straight to the high court, get the order, and get the enforcement officers out. There are no, you're 10 days behind. And they've also said they're going to put interest on as well. So
they're going to put what?
They're going to put interest on. But I think this is a great thing, because they are showing everybody what they think of us. I think it's wonderful. Come on, can you imagine if the bailiffs came in here and took my stuff over this? Of all things, over this. I'm just standing up for my children.
And what are they planning to take? I'm not being funny. How much are they trying to get from you?
So they tried to get £50,000 from us.
So what exactly have you got in your house that values to £50 where they don't deprive you? You said you've got a vulnerable child, a special needs child. They're not allowed to come into your house and take your stuff. What are they going to take?
This is bullying. It's classic bullying. It's designed to make us panic. I mean, come on. If an ordinary person was getting these emails, they would be distraught right now. But I'm not.
Goodness.
I don't care, because I know they're playing into our hands. They are showing the world exactly who they are. So they can't say we are the sinister ones. They are showing the world who they are, and we couldn't have asked them to perform any better.
It's so disgusting. My stomach's turning right now. I can't believe it. So disgusting. And if anyone can help, maybe, have you got legal support? Have you got anything fighting this legally? You have?
Yes, so we do have a barrister, Paul Diamond, and Bruno. I can't pronounce Bruno's second name, though, guys. It begins with Q. So yeah, we do have barristers. We don't have a solicitor. We couldn't get a solicitor, so that side of the work is done by us. This couldn't be more down to earth if we were worms. It really is grassroots, guys. We're doing the work ourselves. We learned to build a website ourselves. We're just really fortunate that my colleague Lucia, she's a certified chartered accountant, so she seems to be doing wonders with raising the funds and to get us this far. I just want to give a massive shout out to her for that, guys, because she supplied the whole country with leaflets. She's kept us going with the banners. If it wasn't for her skills, I just give everything away. I do. That's not my thing. But she has got us this far over the last 2.5, 3 years, and she's let, she's that money. She's got good value out of that money, and she's really had our back. And even researching which fundraiser to use, because obviously they're taking your fundraisers down. They're interfering with PayPal. So the research she's done and the time and effort she's put into making this successful, she needs a massive pat on the back. Our woman does. We didn't save hands.
Your barrister, is your barrister definitely on your side, or do you feel that he's definitely on your side, or she? Sorry.
Well, so the barrister is actually, this is his fourth crack of the whip. He was the one who took on the case that got kicked out on a technicality. He also cleaned up the case in Birmingham, and there's still £60,000 owing on that. So he's done a lot of these cases pro bono, which he hasn't had any money for. But we have paid him every step of the way. I was adamant he was getting paid for this case. And also, we didn't expect to lose because we thought it was a cut and shut case. So we expected the fees then to come from the other side. And we were going to invest our money then into our training packages, into delivering them around the country. But obviously, it hasn't gone that way. But this is the first sex education case that Paul has actually had any kind of payment from. He's a man.
Do you feel like the courts followed due process? Do you feel that the courts done their job and the judges, whoever was there, done their jobs and gave their decision, rightly? Or do you think that there is a private prosecution there against the judges?
Well, because it's still a live case, I got to respect what the judge says. I don't have to agree with it. Certainly don't have to agree with it. I think we need a judge that's less liberal and a judge with far more experience for a start. She's only been there 5 years, 2.5 years on lockdown, and she did the Rooney case. Colleen Rooney is Mickey Mouse case, isn't it? So I think that we need to take this higher. I haven't got a lot of faith in the courts, guys. I'd be lying to you if I said we did, right? Even down to doing the consultation, I didn't have no faith in that, but I had to take people through the process, I've got no faith in this. I got faith in the people, right?
You have to go. Yeah, you have to go through the process to prove the process doesn't work. If you don't go through the process and there's a revolution, then they're going to say, well, why didn't you follow the process? But if you follow the process first and you can prove actually it didn't work, you weren't there for the people, you didn't hear us, you didn't listen to us, you sided with the people that the corporations, the people that pay and make the money. So therefore, now the people have had enough. Now we are standing as a revolution.
I obviously as well, even though I do trust Paul and Bruno, I've been very vocal to our team, and I've said we can't trust somebody 100%. And if we did, we'd be fools. So our job now is to ensure certain things are said on public record. And Paul went in and he delivered what we wanted said on public record. He'd even compiled his whole argument, and we said, no, you go in there and you do X, Y, and Z. Because they are calling us liars. You prove they are liars. And he went in and he proved that they were liars, So, like I said, you can never be 100% about the person, but we do feel that he's trustworthy. We feel he's the people's barrister. And, he hasn't had it easy himself.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right? He's had some backlash from his issues himself, from the previous cases. They don't make things easy. Even though he's part of the boys' club, they still don't make things easy. You don't go against the boys.
Well, exactly. This is what I'm thinking. Obviously, we know we're in the club, and if you go against it, you get kicked out or you get, sacked or whatever. He could lose his position.
Yeah.
So if that fails, you like you say, you can't trust 100%. You've always got to have in the back of your mind that one day he could be giving you the wrong information because he can't. Yeah.
I used to say, if you trust 100% on an issue surrounding your children, that's the biggest mistake you're going to make. And you have to. I'm working for the children anyway, Laura. So everything absolutely. I do is in their interest, even if I'm offending people or if I say something people don't like or I do something people don't like. I'm not here for them. I'm here for the children. So I am trying to steer this as best I can for the best outcome for the public, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions before we finish? Right. Let me know about the middle of February in London. I'll speak to a few of the other guys and we'll share some posts to try and support you in Cardiff on the 1st. So it's this Saturday, this next Saturday coming. And that's about it. I don't think I've got any more questions. I'm not getting all a lot of people are saying that they would take their kids, but it's not easy to take your kids out of school when you're working, like you say, when you're a full-time parent and you've got to meet the bills and whatever. If you've got to work, and that's where they've got you by the cojones. So basically,
individually, they can crush you, but as a collective, they can't. And I just hope, like every time I give a speech, I tell everyone, look, I'm just a kid from the streets. I'm just a kid from the streets, and if I can stand you, so can you. Don't be scared. In a world where you can be anything, be brave, guys. We have to be brave now. Where there's faith, you can't. There is no fear. So just.
What is that? What about locus parentis? What is that?
So locus parentis is where the school act in the place of the parent. But obviously they're not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And someone said, where do we donate?
Yeah, like when they brought this in, even though 88% of us didn't want it, the education minister said, well, there's enough parental representation on this panel to override them anyway. Well, actually, the parental representation on that panel has been in politics for 20 years. So where did they get time to raise their children? So they are not a parent, are they?
Yeah.
Parent is being there for your children.
Exactly.
Going around the country, being in offices, working long hours, living the high life. How were you a parent? How can you speak for parents? You don't work all the time.
No, exactly. Someone said, Kimberly, please look up Robert Sproul.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Robert. I'm good. Yeah, we're friends with Robert. I've travelled to Scotland to speak at the events there as well. So I know Robert, Mandy, Laura, Sandy, Richard, Lucas. So yeah, I know Robert.
So is there a link on your website where people can donate? Is that where the link is?
Yeah. So there's a donate link on the website, guys, but I think that might take you through PayPal. If you're having issues, just send a message and Lucia will pick it up.
A message to the website, yeah?
Yeah, Lucia will pick it up and give you thing. Or if you go to the fundraiser, which is also on the website, in the description, there's got the bank details at the bottom. So just give us a message and we can, I can't, I'm saying Lucia can actually add it onto the fundraiser and I can't do it. Yeah. So yeah, Lucia will add it onto the fundraiser. As you can see, it's actually gone in.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dawn. Yeah, Kimberly is amazing soul. Actually amazing. So I'm going to put the link, like I said, to your website when we finish, upload it on there. Like I said, please share this live. Let's see if we can help support Kimberly and her team and Wales. Also, let's see if we can head down that way. I'm going to actually, as soon as I finish, I'm going to look at the travel distance. I think I'm
Brilliant,
about
guys.
4 hours.
Yes, you know, like we've gone all around the country, and I was hoping if we show faces all around the country, that'll show, you know, we're willing to go there. So maybe people will come here. But it would be great if you could come, guys. We have Too Much Too Young, the group, there's an England group. So Too Much Too Young against RSE, they'll be there as well talking. So guys, just come whenever you can. Let's just get behind this. We can achieve it.
So this lady just said, school encouraged my nephew to now dress as a girl and now has a girl's name. What the hell? Why would they do that?
So they've done the same this week with children in school as well. So it was dress up, but the box only had princess dresses.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's clever, isn't it?
Yeah, in the real, the pop boisterous boys. So they put in a boisterous boy in a dress, and that boy came over and started crying. So they
This has got to stop.
are breaking the spirit of these children.
So they want the boys to be, what's the word? They just don't want the alpha boy. They don't want the strong boys anymore, do they?
No, well, instead they talking about toxic masculinity and things like that. Guys,
He
it's
goes,
not toxic masculinity. We need you men, okay?
yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Absolutely. He goes to school in girls' uniform. My goodness. Wow. Oh,
And if the parent goes against that, they will have their child removed.
For what? Just for going against because they don't agree?
Yeah, for future emotional harm. You'll have your child removed.
Oh, I'm not even going to swear. For real. Future emotional harm.
If you don't think this is happening, have a look. They transitioned a child in a school in the Rhondda, okay? So they transitioned a child for 2 weeks before the parents found out about it. They are actually giving children uniforms. They're actually giving them new names.
No.
Losing their different names. This is real. Even the BBC reported it. So they're out there researching this stuff is real, guys. These are not isolated incidents.
And now he has ears pierced and wants ding dong cut off. Are you for real, Claire? Oh my life! How old is he? Oh, this is just awful.
Well, this is part of their sexual and reproductive rights. These are their sexual rights, and they've got the same sexual rights as adults.
7. He's 7 years old. This is your nephew. You must be absolutely distraught, Claire. Their sexual and reproductive rights are before the parents. Oh my God. This is just awful. I can't believe we need to stop this. We need to do everything we can, and we need to support Kimberly.
Guys, get behind it. The children need you. Do you know what I mean? This is about the children, and you all know what's going on. Every single person watching this now, I know you know what's going on. So you are the ones that need to fight for us. You need to fight because you can see people not doing nothing. So you've got to put in twice as much effort now for the children that's got nobody speaking up. This isn't about it's not about Lucia's children. It's not about Catherine's children. It's about every single child yet to be born.
Yes, yes, of course.
Come on, guys. This is our opportunity to actually change things.
And are you finding as well that the teachers who are happy to teach this, are they of a new generation that's already been...
They are insane. They are institutionalized.
Yeah.
I've been following their groups for a long time. They are institutionalized. They believe that we are insane. They haven't got an idea on safeguarding at all. They don't even know what sexual rights are. They are promoting these documents, and if you ask them questions about the documents, they haven't got a clue what they're talking about. And then they tell you to F off.
So you're dealing with mature people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Right, I'm also going to upload this onto YouTube. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel, love, and then we'll see what we can do. Kimberly, I'd love to give you a big hug right now, and you literally are amazing, and I love you. I think you're an amazing woman. Yeah.
No, thank you for doing this, Laura. We really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. Well, I'm going to do my best to be there. I will try and be there this Saturday, but if I can't, then I'll be there for the next one.
To March. We'll have a warm up this month, and we'll arrange a nice big one for March.
Excellent. So yeah, if we can set a date, but also let me know about the London one. I'm going to let you go, and this is just so disturbing, isn't it? But thank you for sharing with us, with me, with the viewers, and let's see what we can do. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, and love to you, Kimberly, and love to everyone who's been watching and sharing. Please share it. If you're fighting for the children, here is your opportunity, because this is where it's starting, and we need to change the system. We do. We need to absolutely change this. And if there's anything you need, just please shout. I don't want you to lose your car. I really don't. So if we can stop it, if there's anything we can do to stop you losing your car, please shout.
Just get behind it, guys. Get behind it. The thing is, look, we need to show the world what's going on here, and sometimes you have to take a few blows, and if we take these blows now, the kids won't have to take any blows at all. So bring it on. Okay. Bring it on, guys.
Well, maybe we can do something and get you another car. What do you reckon? We'll see what we can do.
That's what I said anyway. This is why I'm not scared. That's what I said. There's enough people following now that if they did take my car, my Clio, I'm going to end up with a BMW. They don't want to be doing that. So these are not attacks on me. They think these attacks on me are going to take me out. Well, no. There's an army behind us, You can take me out tomorrow. This thing isn't going to end tomorrow. Sorry, it's gotten too big. Ginger, I am not blonde. We planned for this. We planned for all of this. You're
wonderful. You are. You're absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Thank you, guys. And I'll speak to you very soon, love, okay? Thanks, all right. Much love to everyone. Bye for now.